Have any verse like this in the Bible? Quran 1037. Okay, Quran 1037 basically is the Quran claiming about itself that it's from Allah. And the claim is nobody could produce a book like the Quran. There's nobody out there that could produce it of the like. It also confirms the scriptures going before it, and it gives a detailed account of the scriptures. Now, first of all, obviously the Quran claiming that it's from God doesn't prove it's from God. That's circular reasoning. There has to be outside evidence that it's from God. And one of the biggest evidences that the Quran is not from God, at least the God who gave the scriptures, is that it contradicts the scriptures going before it. And it does not give a more detailed account of the scriptures before it, because we have the scriptures which came before it, and the scriptures which came before it, the 66 plus books that make up the canon of scriptures, they're way more detailed than the Quran. Like when you go to the Quran, you don't even know what the names of Adam's two children are. You don't even know what the name of Adam's wife is. Like there's a lot of details left out. Now, as to do we have a verse in the Bible like Quran 1037? The answer is yes. There are lots of verses in the Bible that claim scriptures is of divine origin, that God spoke through the prophets and in these last days speaks to us through his son. Now, the prophets who spoke by revelation were affirmed as prophets through the miracles that they performed. Not all of them, but most of them. But the greatest attestation to their prophethood was that prophecy they gave was fulfilled. Well, there's no prophecy that Muhammad gave that was accurately fulfilled. Like he claimed that Islam would separate into what, 32, 33 different divisions. Well, it's divided up way more than that, right? There's a lot of sects within Islam that exist. One of the blaring contradictions or false claims, false historic claim, because there has to be historic accuracy in order to prove the claim externally that it makes internally that it's from God. And there has to be historic accuracies, and there just isn't. Like it claims things about Alexander the Great that just aren't true. It claims things about Mary and who her sister was that just aren't true. The biggest one is that it claims that the Jews worshiped Ezra as a son of God, the same way that the Christians worship Jesus as son of God. Now, the Quran was right. We do worship Jesus, the son of God. But the Jews, there's no indication anywhere that the Jews worshiped Ezra as a son of God. Now, Peter tells us in First Peter that the scriptures were given in the Old Testament as holy men of God spake by the Holy Spirit. So it's divine origins. All scripture is given by inspiration of God. It's God breathed, so divine origins. Jesus said the scriptures came testified of him, and he fulfilled the law and the prophets. So yeah, yeah, we got verses.